Between 2008 and 2010, the New Brunswick Liberal government offered the Miramichi-based group Atcon loan guarantees worth over $63 million. These loan guarantees were offered despite several recommendations against them based on previous history and future projections. During this time, the government also gave up its position of first security on Atcon's assets in favor of Atcon's bank. In 2010, following a 15-year history during which government assistance was given to Atcon 17 times by both the Liberal and Conservative governments, Atcon went bankrupt, resulting in a loss of $70 million to the taxpayers of New Brunswick. In 2013, New Brunswick's Conflict of Interest Commissioner concluded that former Liberal Premier Sean Graham was in conflict of interest over his handling of the Atcon loan guarantee. He was fined a mere $3,500. In March of 2015, Auditor General of New Brunswick Kim McPherson tabled her report to the legislation. She concluded that Cabinet had disregarded numerous warnings in granting financial assistance to Atcon, and that Cabinet had displayed a very troubling disregard for taxpayers' money. In her report, the Auditor General makes 19 new recommendations to improve the management of financial assistance to industry, but she also notes that 14 of 36 previous recommendations have not been implemented. She states, "Our recommendations alone cannot prevent another Atcon. As long as elected officials can influence the decision-making process, such situations could reoccur." In the fall of 2014, the Liberal government, under the newly elected Premier Brian Gallant, placed into Cabinet 6 ministers connected to the Atcon fiasco. None of these ministers have faced any sort of investigation, discipline, or accountability related to their actions regarding Atcon. Requests for a forensic audit have been denied, requests for an RCMP investigation have been denied, and requests for the removal and/or resignation of these cabinet ministers have been denied. A letter written by a group of concerned citizens was sent to the Auditor General on June 5, 2015. This letter requested the matter to be referred to the RCMP or other appropriate levels for further investigation and applicable charges. No response has been received. As advised by a number of MLAs, both Liberal and Conservative, about the situation, a private citizen made a request to the RCMP on July 20th, asking that the matter be investigated. The response that he received indicated that such a request must be made by the government, who has refused to do so. What does this mean? It means a few things. Aside from the obvious fact that the taxpayers of this province are out $70 million without benefit, services, jobs, etc., or any means to obtain or recover any benefit from this money, it clearly indicates that the government has zero level of accountability to the public it supposedly serves, that they can do pretty much anything they want to do without answering to anyone, and they have the power to even block investigations into their activities. Because of this, the exact same people who put us here in the first place are back in positions where they are able to do it again. The Gallant Liberals have demonstrated that they will not hear, respond to, or address the concerns of their citizens, and they have demonstrated this over and over again with multiple concerns, from health care to education, the awarding of contracts, to the protection of our seniors. Apparently, there is no recourse. There is nothing that we can do, because we lack the means to hold government accountable, and we lack the means to recall them. In fact, we lack virtually any control over anything that they choose to do to us or with our money. The only way that people have a voice is through those that they elect. New Brunswickers have a history of forgetting and of forgiving. Don't forget and don't forgive.